This is the end of Hadrian's story. I've been very specific about that. But I'm only 32. I have a lot of books to write. And like college to pay for. So, and stories never really end anyway. There's still stuff going on. And so I thought I would end this evening, having celebrated the closure of this one series with a vision toward the future. And so I thought that we would go through things a little bit, because there's a lot of stuff we're working on. This doesn't really affect anybody directly, but Jenna and I have put together a company to sort of support what we're doing. High Matter Books. We've had a LLC for a long time. Writers do that. It's like good for taxes. If anyone else is a freelancer, you get it. But we thought we'd actually put it to work for us. And so we are working on doing the special edition. Some people already know this, but the books we just gave away were part of this Kickstarter. And I was working with my friend Steve with a company called Diamond Editions. And we weren't able to really make it work for book 2. And so we thought we would sort of take ownership of the special edition project in the future. I'm not as cool as the man from Utah, so I don't get to make infinity special editions. But I do get to make some. And so we are working on these deluxe editions of the whole series. Book 1 is out. Book 2 is going into production. And we got a presentation here we're putting together for you. But I wanted to talk a little bit about what we're doing. A lot of it is special editions. But we are sort of trying to sort of get our feet under us and get everything rolling. The website is currently under reconstruction. So if you notice that, my public appearances are not listed on the calendar, we're working on it. But as I say, we're closing the book on Hadrian's story, but not really, right? There's still stuff to do. With these special editions, I'm writing new short stories all the time. I've got a couple I need to write soon. Did we lose it? Sorry,
we're setting up a clicker for you.
Cool. All right, I'll just ramble to fill the space. But we're doing a lot of special edition stuff. I'm writing a lot of short fiction as well. Dad's laughing because he knows I can just do this. The thing... Okay, fine. Since Dad is laughing, I will tell this story because it's funny, and Jenna's gone, so she can't defend herself. But when we started dating, Jenna was like, "Christopher is so quiet," and my dad was like, "What? What? Who are you talking about? Christopher doesn't shut up." And Jenna realized I had just been polite the whole time. So, but yeah. So yeah, I guess we just need to wait a second here to get all systems operational. It's a good question. It's one that's haunted me for some time, actually. Because Gene Wolfe is, of course, the greatest science fiction writer of all time. But Frank Herbert was Catholic, too. He gave it up. But it's like, you can't get away 100%. It's hard. Ask me, I know. The few others. Walter Miller Jr. wrote one book, but it's a really good one. I don't know. Obviously, Father Gabriel would probably just shout, "'Cause we're right," and he's not wrong, so.
If you want to give us a little point, we'll just hit the next arrow.
Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. All right. Let's do it then. So, lots of stuff still going on. Just because the series is done doesn't mean it's over. Gentlemen. I already talked a little bit about High Matter Books, but the point is we needed a company to do things like the special editions, like merchandise. Everybody's like, why aren't there more T-shirts? We're working on it, one thing at a time. But also things like this. This is the first time we've tried to do this. I appreciate, by the way, everybody's patience at the beginning, getting all the kinks ironed out. Thank you. I know getting in here was a bit of a process, and I appreciate your patience. Thank you. This is us. This is the logo. Yeah, thank you. As I said, though, we're not really done with Sun Eater. There's a lot of stuff still happening in the near future. Most immediately after this, if you would. I have a short story in this anthology, Unbroken, which is being put out by Grim Oak Press. It's being edited by Peter Ruocchio and Sean Speakman, who's Mr. Grim Oak Press. And there's basically every writer you've ever heard of is in this thing. Sanderson is in it. Christopher Paolini is in it. I forget, I think Terry Brooks is in it. Like, everybody is in it. And my story in this is called Life. which is actually set after book 7. Which is how I get you to please buy this, because both Peter and his wife have cancer, and all the proceeds from this go to help them. And so I was very honored to write a story for it, and I hope you'll check it out. I just got the art for it because all those stories have pictures, and it's great. So the story is literally not over. One more chapter. One more. So that's in July next year, but if you go and look this up, take a picture if you like. Kickstarter, I think, goes out in July. It was supposed to be September, but these things take time. So that'll give everyone enough time to marinate on the end of Hadrian's journey and one more breath. So please do check that out. Gentleman over there asked earlier why the short stories are so hard to collect, and I already explained that. It was because I thought it was a good idea to do these little ebook collections, and I think I just confused everybody. So if you haven't read these, actually, if you would, just once, there are 4 volumes of short stories set in the Sun Eater universe. Can you click it just once? Yeah. Thanks. Tales of Sun Eater 1, 2, 3, 4. There will be a 5. There will be a 6. There may end up being a 7. I can't count, so I'm not sure. 7 would be nice. It would be appropriate. And we'll keep doing those digital only, but the plan now is to do 2 omnibus collections of the short stories that I've been working on. I would like to. My goal is to have the first one at least pre-orderable by the end of next year. I am working on getting them together. It'll be all the stories in 1, 2, and 3, and some of the ones in 4. What I want to do with the second volume is, as I say, I have these special editions I've been doing, and those have been getting really novelettes in the back. Sometimes they're 3 chapters, 5 chapters long. Those I want to push into a second volume. That'll be a little bit further out because with the special editions, we're only on Howling Dark, so I need to get through those before Volume 2 is done. But Volume 1 hopefully will be with you very soon. It's funny, like, doing this over the years, there's a question that people ask all the time. Fortunately, it's never, where is Book 6? Which I try to remind people, I did that instead. It's good. But at first it was, where are the hardcovers? Like, man, I can't fix that. And now it's, what about the omnibus? And will we get a box set? And the answer to that one, the second one, I don't know yet. But the question lately has been, what about the short story omnibus? And I'm working on it very soon. That's just sort of I promise. Please tell anyone who asks. It'll save me emailing, and that means the books come faster. So, please. Sorry, there's a couple, Now, with special editions, because it's got really confusing, it's turned into Pokemon, which for my brother is great. Again, please. There are 3 companies that are making special editions. I just want to explain them really quick and give everyone updates, because I know a bunch of you were collecting them too. Some of you bought them tonight. The first, of course, is ours, High Matter, if you would, please. These, we're on Howling Dark now. It's taken us a really long time because I had to sort of figure out how to do special editions. And so we are working on Volume 2 right now. So the first book, they were all numbered. So if you bought one, even if you purchased it online, if the seller transferred the rights to you, you'll have a month to pre-order number 2 in February. If you do not, by March 11th, they'll go up for general sale. And they're gone. If you didn't know, the first one, we sold the first 500 in about an hour. I was quite surprised. I had planned to push that Kickstarter all month, and I canceled all the streams I was going to do. And then we got another 500, and those went in another day. So if there are any, they'll probably go very quickly. So mark your calendars, both dates. This is illustrated by James Cook, who teaches down in Savannah at the College of Art and Design. James is a genius. He's doing the end papers, and he's doing 3 color inserts for the letter. The normal one is 2 inserts. I got ahead of myself. And the black and whites are done by John Barry Ballaran, who did the couple of novella covers for me. And the first book, of course, was done by Taryn Fiddler, but we've decided we're going to rotate through interior artists, the black and whites, for the whole series. And if you would, please, thought we'd take a look at some of the art real quick. So here's the cover. James has got a very Drew Struzan Star Wars poster thing going on, which is just, that's what science fiction looks like to me. And so when there was a writer named Matt Wright sent me his book, and I was like, who did your cover art? And he was like, oh, it's James. And I stole him. And if you would, just look at a couple of the inserts here. So like I said, oh, never mind. I forgot we changed the program a little bit. So my friend Kevin is doing Demon in White. Sorry, I had like 10 minutes to practice this. I told a bunch of people the story last night, but my wife saw my PowerPoint and said it was terrible, and she rebuilt it, and I knew mine. So anyway, so Kevin is going to do the interiors, the black and whites for Demon in White. He's going to start working on them probably next month. Kevin is the man. I met him at Dragonsteel last December, and he was just like, yeah, I draw some stuff. And then he proceeded to show me some of the best work I'd ever seen. And then only a month ago, he explained to me that he's actually the lead 3D environment modeler for Avalanche Games. He built Hogwarts for Hogwarts Legacy. It's like, you didn't mention this sooner? He's just the most humble guy. But I've got a couple sketches he did just because he wanted me to have something for the show, which was really nice of him, just to give us a sense of what he's about. Here's some of Kevin Cielson, and I know everybody wanted to see these guys, so here's Kevin's take on the... They would be so happy to hear you cheer. That's so great. Yeah, that's his Udax. We might turn that into a trading card, by the way. So those are the trading cards, by the way, weren't just for this. We do them for the Patreon. Every quarter, we make 2 to 5 new ones. And if you haven't tried the QR codes on the back, I write lore pages for them too. So I hope you will check those out. But yeah, so Kevin is going to do book 3, and we're going to start really soon, because when we did the first book, I really needed to do a Kickstarter because I didn't have the money to do the first book. I spent more paying the printer to make Empire of Silence than I put down on my house. Now I don't have to do that, and so we're getting the art into development, not just for Demon in White, but because we're doing different artists. We're going to do the rest of them so that hopefully the rest of the books in the series will not take 2 years apiece to get done. Because at this point, I'll never be finished. And so we're getting those into production. So if you would, please. The second special edition publisher I want to talk about is my friend Rob Harkins in the UK, and Writer Books, which I've been mispronouncing for years. Rob is the best. Just one of my very favorite people that I met in publishing, and I've been working with him since day one. He did limited edition runs of just the normal books in the UK, and he's just the first book he did from scratch, the special edition, was The Lesser Devil and Other Stories, which was a combination of that first batch of stories and my first novella. And we are just now starting to work on the main books of the series. Empire of Silence was supposed to come out in September, but poor Rob has had a really bad year. Almost everything has gone wrong. And the last thing that went wrong was that the cloth binding on the books was so bad they had to wait for the factory to make more. And that is done. But I thought, for those of you who hadn't seen it, I would just show off the artwork and the old trailer again. So some of you have seen this before, but we do have the new date to share with you. So if you would kindly, please. So like the High Matter editions, these are numbered. So if you'd been buying into the earlier ones they've done, you've got your rights are held. I don't know if it's for a month exactly, but you probably do if you've been talking to Rob. Rob is just the very best in the business, one of the nicest people I've had the pleasure of working with in my career. Is just a very good friend. But the last book we did, we had 750. So there are actually 250 that are open season with this one. And if you have the earlier Andoritis stuff, you know that Rob actually is so good at this, I should probably just quit. He is a genius. And of course, he's got Kieran back doing the series over again, which is very fun for me because Kieran had been doing the covers for me since Howling Dark, and we are doing Howling Dark again as I'm finishing the series. And so Kieran and I have sort of gone around an orbit, and we're orbiting again. I thought that and I think this is the next slide, would show you guys just a couple of pieces from Howling Dark. No one has seen these just yet. He hasn't done the cover, but I thought I would share them if you guys would. Yeah, here we go. And one more, please. I actually just got this one like 2 days ago. Kieran is working on it. So that's obviously the end of the book. And, you know, the waiting room, very dramatic stuff. But we got the chessboard in there, so that's cool. But Kieran's just the best, and he's got he sent me another 2 already, so he's about a third of the way done with this one. But in addition to all these color plates, he's doing about 25 little black and white spot illustrations for the book. And just any excuse to keep working with him. So it's been very fun. Now, one thing I do want to talk about quickly is, so The Devil You Know, the story in this is the longest of these short stories I think I've written. It's really probably a novella. It's about 16,000 words, but it's a Polino story, finally. So I know you all love him, though. For those of you who are like, wait a minute, what if I don't get these books? Can I read these things? Yeah, of course, right? That's what the Tales 5, 6, 7 are for. I've got you. It's just, these guys just read a little early. That's part of what they're paying for. Those stories will be along. As soon as I have enough to make another batch, I will shoot it off. So there'll be probably Tales 5, probably not next year, but the year after would be my guess. Things are slowing down on the Sun Eater front. Sun Eater will be in short story form for a little while, but rest assured there will be more books eventually. Yes, so if you would, please. The last, of course, of the 3 is probably the most widely known. My friends of the Broken Binding. You know, they're moving a lot faster than we are. That's just what they do. And so if you would just let it roll, guys. We got a couple. That's the cover of book 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. And these are actually wider, I think, than the ones on the books. Renee just kept going. They were very panoramic, so I thought we'd show the full thing. They've, of course, done books 4 and 5 already as well, gentlemen. Those, I think, just got mailed like a month ago. Yeah. I think Hadrian looks like Sir Gideon from Elden Ring in this one, which is not a judicious comparison. But yes, I asked Patrick a lot over and over again if I could show you some from book 6. Renee is not started, but if you would, here is Peng Lu's board art. So this will be under the jacket, and this is Jad. So. It's just Hawaii with swords. Yes. People are like, this planet is so cool. I'm like, I know, and you can go to it in real life. Anyway, and then there's one more piece. Peng is actually done. He's done everything. So this is the reverse jacket from the inside, the marble relief. One more click, please. Yeah, it'll scroll. Yeah, and then there's the back. We got the 2 Carns and the 2 Marlos. There's one more. It's all done. I begged Patrick, can I please show them? They made a panorama of all 7 so you could see the wall crumbling all the way across. And Patrick said no. So, Patrick, where's the camera? Patrick, you disappointed these people. Yeah. No, don't boo Patrick. He's the best, Ross. Present company accepted, Mike. Anyway, yeah, one more, please. That is coming pretty early next year. You should start hearing about that soon, which is terrifying because I have not written the introductions for either volume, and I'm supposed to be working on the new series. So they just keep finding more work for me to do. But with all of these special editions, I've tried to add new material. Just because I don't want you, if you're going to buy the book again, it should really not be the same book, and a couple pictures is cheating. I should do more work. So they all have new introductions. Broken Binding just has introductions, but the Anderite and High Matter have new introductions and new stories. And so, I hope if you don't get blue version, you might get red or wait for yellow. Yeah, and moving on. And one more, please. So Sun Eater is all ready. So the question, right? What are you doing next? 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 Have you ever thought about writing fantasy? I already did. I have been for about 2 years now. Not a lot. This is Adam Man. Hey, cool. Incidentally, this is art by Kevin. Kevin turned out a big Conan fan, and I was like, can we do like the old sort of woodcut kind of black and whites like you'd get in the old magazines from the other 20s? And he was like, yes, let's do it. So if you don't know, I wrote a story for Galaxy magazine I think 2 years ago called The Barrow King. And this is a sort of, it's epic. My agent got mad when I called it sword and sorcery because she said, nobody reads that anymore, stop it. But it is a sword and sorcery story. Mike does. Right, she's wrong. But it is, it's an epic fantasy story. The difference between epic fantasy and sword and sorcery is, are the wizards good or bad? In this, they're very bad. And so Adam Man is, play the next slide. And so it occurred to me, putting all this together, that like probably some of you, maybe most of you, didn't know I'd written any of these. There are 5 of them. This one's on my website for free, so if you just scan that, you can go read it now. It's a short story. It's like 7,000 words. You can read it, like on a break. But it was fun. So I started doing more of them. And in the tradition of Conan, you have to find them in like a lot of different places. Science fiction, fantasy really were the same thing when they got started, and they were in magazines. And Weird Tales, Argosy, Amazing, Astounding, et cetera, et cetera. And you just had to find them. You had to get subscriptions. And that's where we're at right now. That doesn't mean I won't collect them. It just means I don't have enough of them to do so. We're in the same position with these as I was with the Sun Eater short stories. I will make an omnibus. Probably not next year because I've got some other stuff going on. But I thought I'd run through them real quick just to tell you all. If you want to see what fantasy for me might look like, you could do that today. So, gentlemen, please. The Barrow King, as I said, is the first one. Kevin did an illustration for that one. And you can read that where I just showed it to you. But it was originally in Galaxy. And then, next, please. The second story, this is a new one, was in a book called Swords and Larceny, which was edited by my friend David F. Sharirod and Mark Finn, who literally wrote the book on Robert E. Howard. If you want a book recommendation, he wrote his biography. It's called Blood and Thunder, and it's great. I think about Robert E. Howard a lot because he killed himself when he was 30, and I'm 32, and that bugs me. So anyway, on that note, though, this is the second story, Big Castle. He actually rendered it in Unreal 5 for me, too, just because he was bored. Kevin's the best. Anyway, this is the first one he did. This is in my office, actually, because Kevin actually draws them, like, with pencils. And so I have the original, which is very cool. I have only 3 original pieces. I have one frame from my Thor comic that I did with Steve McNiven. I have this, and then I have the original from Empire of Silence, which is actually black and white. The color's all from the computer. But this is Pilgrim Road. This is on my Patreon, and I mostly started writing these to give my Patreon people more stuff because I felt like I wasn't doing enough. So I set out to do 3 this year. I did 2 because this happened. The 6th one did not get written. Sorry, guys. I love you. But it will. But you don't have to join the Patreon to read it. You can just buy the story, since Patreon lets you do that now. So too with the 4th one, which unfortunately does not have a artwork yet. Kevin said end of the year, but soon. This one is probably the darkest thing I've ever written. I don't usually warn people. But I actually made Jenna read it. It's the first thing of mine Jenna ever read, front to back, because I wanted to make sure it was okay. So, go read it. Actually, don't start with this one. Start with like Shrine or something. Yeah, I don't want to say anything about it, actually. I haven't quite worked on the pitch for any of these. The Pilgrim Road is him guarding a caravan, and they get attacked, and there are giant wolves and, like, walking robot things. Because this is fantasy, like, by way of Final Fantasy. It is like Conan meets JRPGs. See, I did the thing. So, because really, like, as much by books, right, I've been influenced by video games, actually, right? I'm, of that generation. And so, almost. One more story in this universe. I want to mention it because we talked about Grim Oak earlier. This little tour that I'm starting tonight ends in Utah. It ends at Dragonsteel. I'm going back this year, and if you would. The last story, which no one has read yet, that I have written so far is called A Knightess of Van. It's V-A-N. One more, please. And it is in this collection from Grim Oak that is out in like 3 weeks. So this is actually the next thing I have coming out, and it is a great one to read first. It is actually my favorite of the 5, and it introduces this character about whom I will say nothing. You could go read it. But yes, so this is my next thing. It's out in like 3 weeks, December 4th, I think, and you can check it out. But the question that I've seen so many people on my Discord server ask is he doing an Adaman series next? Is that the thing? Really? Is that the thing? Where's Mal Rubius? There he is. Is that the thing? Is he doing? He's doing an Adaman series next. No, I'm not. I offered it, but they were like, "Can you do a trilogy?" And I was like, "No, this is a lot bigger than that. I'm not ready to write another 7-book thing. God forbid a 10-book thing. This will wait. I'll just keep doing short stories. It worked for Howard." So I have a new series that I'm working on. I've outlined the first book already. It is 3. It was supposed to be finished by the end of the year. I have not started it. But they said, actually, expecting you to turn in that one like a month after the last one came out, it's not really fair. Our bad. So I thought that we would take a look at the new thing. If you would, guys. Oh, it plays this again. My bad. Damn. Jenna, what have you done? One more. Oh, well, I did do that. I just forgot the slide. This was very rehearsed. Anyway.
Almighty Kythos, God Lord, Sun Lord, Lord of the earth, O Burning One, hear me, your servant who has need of you. Here I am come, home from long exile, home at last as you commanded. Father, Lord Father, my King, your son returns too late. Would that I had been here, Too late. Too late to aid you, Father, Lord. Too late to save your life. But I will set your house to rights. By all the gods, I swear it. By burning Kathos and kind Calanthes. By all Elindros, I here swear. Myres, war god, man killer, messenger, deliver this, my oath, to my father's shade in your good brother's house. Carry it down into darkness, to the depths below this world of men. I, Atonus, son of Alyatanis, prince of Ragos of the house of Arandes, I will kill his killers and drive them down into darkness, whoever they may be.
So yeah, I said earlier that when you saw the next thing, it wouldn't be a surprise, and I don't think that it's a surprise that I've traded one ancient Mediterranean civilization for another. So this is a fantasy. No modifiers. It's a fantasy, and it is set in a fantasy world. It's not our world. That's based on the Mediterranean of the late Bronze Age. So post-Trojan War, let's say. It is about two characters, a brother and a sister, Atonus and his sister Daria, who are the children of this murdered king, Alyatanes, who returned home from the war only to meet his end quite immediately at the hands of their own mother. Poor Atonus does not know this until the first page, so I'm spoiling it for you. Well, maybe the second page. I haven't written them yet. So this has 2 point of view characters, not one. I added a whole extra one for you guys. So that's cool. And it will be third person. It's not going to be the same thing again. And my goal, and you all laugh at me, so I will say it anyway, is for these to be much shorter. But because I want to write differently with this, I want to say more with less. I want the style to be different. I spoke to a gentleman, I think his name was Matthew, at a signing I did at Houston Christian University last year, and he said that he thought that the reason the books were getting longer is because we all watch movies too much, and we like make all these giant set pieces, and we feel the need to describe everything because we're seeing it, because we're seeing a movie in our head. And I thought it was interesting. I can't quite see anything in my head, so it's not 100% right. But I thought there was something there, and I want to write differently. I've been looking at Tolkien again. I've been looking at Howard, and Howard in particular can say more in 10,000 words than most writers can in 100. And how and why is very interesting to me. And fortunately, I have a degree in that, so thank you, whoever asked that question earlier. But this is the new thing, and I was very fortunate in this to be able to ask my friend Carlos to do the voiceover for this. Carlos, if you guys don't know, is being uncharacteristically modest this evening. He's the voice of Dom from Gears of War, and Leonardo da Vinci from Assassin's Creed, and like 100 billion other things. My favorite helmsman of the Enterprise.
So this is what I was talking about earlier. It means a lot to me to be here with Christopher. We've known each other some time, and I don't mean to hijack this moment, but I do want to say that Sun Eater means a lot to me. I'm a big fan, and anything that comes out of his head is pretty great. And I know more than I'm letting on, and I'm just letting you know, be excited. Doomsong is quite something.
And I want to end on one more note about it, just while I'm talking. I saw Jamie Jones is doing the covers for this. So before anyone says that I'm copying James Islington, Jamie lives here. We went to the same high school, and he was going to be here tonight, actually. But he is taking his kids camping, which is way more important than this, actually. So good for him. And we've been talking on and off for months now. And then Dahl was like, "Who do you want to do the cover art?" And I was like, can you ask Jamie? And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And so I actually should have a cover like next week. You won't have one for a while, but I'm very excited. So like I said, I can't really picture things in my head. And so when I am handed art by my artists, it's actually like Christmas because they've done something that my head can't do. So I'm very excited. I will probably not start writing this till after the new year. But I don't know if anyone saw, Indie Week ran an article about Jenna and me on this event last week, or earlier this week even, and in which I said that I am basically Bilbo Baggins, which is probably a reference to my height. But I also, I don't like doing things. I don't like leaving home, and we have a little bit more than one gross here at this party. And I thought that I would actually disappear, and that would be really fun. But I actually have to do other book signings and things in the next week. And I was joking last night that it would be really, really funny if I just didn't go and no one heard from me and what happened to Christopher. But I'm not a big enough author for that to really work. But I will disappear after the new year for a while because I've been doing a lot of stuff that's not writing, and that's making me mostly sad. This was great. But I will be spending most of the... Love you too. But I was spending most of the beginning of next year only writing, so I bid you all a very fond farewell. But I think Jenna wants to say something, so, but before she does, thank you all for being here this evening. This is the only job I ever wanted. Besides astronaut, but everybody who's cool wants to be an astronaut. My parents know who I mean. But thank you for letting me do it. And I've said this before a lot, but never in front of so many people at once. But my little girls get to have both of us at home all the time because of you. Thank you.
Before I forget, there's two people here that are arguably prouder than me, which is hard to be because I am like a big Christopher stan, even though I haven't read the books. Mom and Dad, Paul and Penny Ruocchio. One last time, can we hear it for Christopher Ruocchio and Shadows Upon Time?
I love